Alright, we are recording, so let's see how we graph on Google Spreadsheets one more time. Here's your video, so I'm going to pop up my Google. Let's go to Google Classroom. Here it is, second hour. If you're in the other hours, it's still going to be quite similar. So this is Monday's assignment, so we don't need that. Here's an assignment for September 1st, we don't need that. August 30th, Diet Coke and Mentos lab report. Here we go, graphing worksheet and how to make a graph on Google Sheets instructions. So these are the two posts that we're going to use here. Let me close out some of my tabs here. That way you don't get so confused with all the tabs. Alright, so the first thing we're going to have up is, that shows who has it. So if I click on the title, it does something different than what it would do for you because I'm the teacher. But I want to open up the document. And you guys know how to do that now. So we open up the document. I can edit this. You can only view it and copy from it. But I would go to File, and you should have an option to move to your drive over here. You should do that. Or make a copy and then move to your drive. So we're going to have that open as a tab. We're also then going to go up to Graphing Worksheet, or it might say Graphing Assignment Number 1. I named them a couple different ways depending on which class you were, but it's going to have these two assignments in it. It was on August 30th that I assigned it. So yeah, if you click on the title, both of these documents will show. I think from this view you're just seeing Graphing Exercise Number 1, the Google Doc. So you got to click on the title, and then both of these will pop up. For me, it's different because I'm the teacher. It shows both of these. The thing you're going to turn in, of course, is Graphing Exercise Number 1. The Google Sheet. This doc is just where you're going to get your questions. And you should already know this, but just going over it again. Alright, I'm going to open both of these. So here's the Google Doc. Here's the actual data that we're going to graph. And your instructions are here at the top. Science, graph the following data into Google Sheets. There are 5 graphs and 1 question. Plus, there is a bonus question. And you get 4 points for doing it. But you don't have to worry about the bonus right now. Let's just focus on the assignment. So, I'm going to move back here to Google Classroom. We also need Graphing Exercise Number 1, the Google Sheet, where we're going to put our answers. We need this up as well. Okay, so I have everything open that I need open. Let's graph this. Alright, this is the example we did in class. You may or may not have done this with me, but you did watch how I did it. So I won't go over this one. I'm actually going to do one of your assignments for you. So you can add the sheets down here again, and if you're wondering how to, here, let me just delete some of these sheets. Okay. Let's delete. Okay. Just deleting some of these sheets. Okay. Alright. So to add a sheet, remember, just go hover over the plus sign, click on it. Sheet 1 was our example. Sheet 2 is where we're going to put our first one. I'll actually do a couple of these with you. So our first one that we're going to graph is number 1. Here is our data table. We need to take this information and place it into Google Sheets. So I'm going to copy each title. Okay, I'm on a Mac, so it's not going to let me do it that way. So I need to hit Control C or Command C on a Mac. We're going to go to our graphing exercise, the sheet, and I already have it pasted in. But just to show you, boom, I paste it with Command V on a Mac. For you, it's Control C and Control V, or you can just right click, highlight, right click, copy. But on a Mac, for some reason, Google doesn't let me do that. Okay, so you put in your data by copying and pasting it in. It has to look like this. You got to have a title in the first column, title in the second column, and then the numbers underneath it. If your numbers don't paste in quite right, highlight them again, repaste them in. You need for it to look like this. And if you go to your instructions, if you start with number 2, number 1 is just open up a Google Sheet, which you've done that already if you have this one up. So if you go to your instructions, it says put titles and units of the data in row 1, column A, and in row 1, column B. If you're to this point, you've done that. You got steps 2 and 3 done. Alright, we're going to go to step 4, because step 3 was put numbers in. Alright, step 4, highlight and select the titles and data. Alright, so we're going to go back here. We're going to left click, drag. I've just highlighted it. I just did step 4. Alright, we go back to the directions. We're on step 5. Select insert at the top of the sheet. Alright, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to select insert. And we've done step 5. Step 6 says, and I'm not going to show it to you, but you can click back if you need to. Step 6 says click on chart. I'm going to click on chart. Okay, so we got this chart editor up. Now, I'll go back to the directions. We've done 6. We're on 7. Once you are in the chart editor, select chart types. Alright, I'm going to go back. I'm going to select chart types. Okay. Now we're on step 8. Scroll down through the options and choose scatter. Alright, I'm going to go back. I'm here. I'm going to scroll down. And we got scatter. Do the first one. This one gives you big blobs. We don't want that. We're going to do scatter. Alright. You might be tempted to hit insert. Don't do that yet. Go back to your directions. You're on step 9. Stay in the chart editor and select customization. Alright, we're going to go to customization. Okay, so now we just started step 9. Now there's many multi-steps here. I've been through this with you, but I'm going to go ahead and do it again. Alright, step 9A. Make sure the title has all caps and reads like thing 1 versus thing 2. Okay, so now don't actually put in thing 1 and thing 2. I was just trying to give you general directions there. Our first thing is the temperature. So we're going to leave that. It has it there for us. The second thing is enzyme activity. So we're just going to put a versus sign in there. Boom. Alright. Now some teachers might think this is wrong or this is you need to do it a certain way. I'm just trying to make it basic and simple, and this is what we're doing. When you get to high school, they might have you do it a different way. But that's how we're going to do it. Okay. So we got the title done. Let's go back to our directions. We just did 9A. Now we're going to be on 9B. Under title name, under title name, switch the legend option to none. Alright, let's go back. Legend option. We don't want it on the top. We don't want it on the bottom. We want it clicked on none. I just want to get rid of it. Sometimes you'll use it. Right now, we're not going to use it. Okay, we go back to our directions. Alright, we're on 9C. Scroll down to axis and choose horizontal and type the title of the horizontal axis. So we're on step 9C. Why is that doing that? 9C. Okay. Alright, we're going to scroll down to horizontal axis. It's already selected for us, but if it wasn't, you just click on it. Click horizontal. Our horizontal. Alright, so we discussed this in class a little bit. Sorry I didn't put it on the directions, but it's going to be our first thing. Is going to go on the horizontal. Because this is the X column, this is the Y column, and X goes horizontal. Probably learned that in math class. So we're going to put temperature here. Okay, and then we just hit enter or click off, and it automatically puts it in there for us. Alright, we just did 9C. Let's do 9D. Stay in the axis section and switch the horizontal to left vertical, and type in the title of the left vertical axis. Our left vertical axis is going to be over here. It's on the left. It's vertical going up. So, axis, left vertical. We're going to notice the horizontal didn't change. Alright, we're going to go in here and type in enzyme, our second thing, which was, if I can spell it, enzyme activity. Alright. And boom, it pops it in there for us. Alright, we're almost done. We're almost done. Now, scroll down to the linear and select trend line. That should say, scroll down to the trend line and select linear. We're going to put a linear line in. You're not always going to choose linear, but for the graphs that we're making now, that's what I want you to choose. And it's actually not going to fit this graph too well, but that's okay. I'm just teaching you how to make a graph. Linear. Alright, there it is. Boom. And if you've noticed your math in your math classes, you got y equals mx plus b. If you don't know what I'm talking about yet, you will. All right, so but basically we put this line in because it summarizes our data. And so we can just look at the line and not all the little dots whenever we want to make a conclusion. Okay, so we got our line in, and now we are on step 9F, select insert. All right, these optional changes are just things you can do later down the road once you get used to stuff, but we're just going to make sure we keep the background white, that way it doesn't look funky. So we're on step F, select insert. We're going to go back to our Google Sheet and insert, and we have a beautiful chart. Now, most of you were able to make this one. You did a good job there, but you did not complete. Let's go back to the exercise. So you did okay on this one. Some people just didn't start this one. Can't get points if you don't do that. And this one's similar. I think if you can do the first one, you can do 2 and 3. But 4 and 5 people had trouble with. So in the next video, I'm going to do these. Okay? So some of you might just skip to the second video, but hopefully this helped you out on graphing.